Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. There we go. Alright. Maybe we just lower this a little bit more. There we are. Just going to be making sure that it's definitely coming through over here. You can't see. Alright, cool. So, I was going to be playing some sort of Gaelic music or something to set the mood for the Queen Anne's Revenge model building. Oh, but unfortunately, couldn't find anything that wasn't copyright protected. So I was like, well, fuck it. I don't want to be going upriver just for a model building video. So again, thank you, Questionably Human, for this giant heckin' model right here. I refuse to say heckin' chunk, or we're not doing that. Even though I just said it, I'm not saying it. So, let's see how this is opened. The first great puzzle. How the fuck do you open this? I swear I am over 13. I can figure this out. Okay, oh man. Oh! Alright, so it opens at the top. I was wondering what was going on. Here we go. There we are. And bada boom. Okay. Well, so this is the first non-wood puzzle I've ever done. There's the Queen Anne's Revenge, also known as something, or La Venganza de la Reina Ana. I'm guessing the vengeance of the Queen Anne. So, there we go. Oh, look! Oh, it's got a little 3D hole punch puzzle meet us on Facebook thing. Okay. We are good here. Let's drop the box there. So this is actually, you can tell it's brighter, like, right, you know, like just day, so to speak. Because we're actually doing this in the middle of the day. I'm starting to get a hold of my life again, but also starting to just sort of, I keep saying like my business therapist, my business coach. No, oh no, we gotta fix this immediately. Let me just stick it in there. There we go. You go right back there. Thank you. Good boy. Let's Stream Deck. But, you know what? That's actually going to be a bigger problem than it would normally be. Alright. You go here. You go back here. You go back there. There we go. See? Now we got more space. Alright. It's one thing my business therapist has been telling me, aka my executive coach, is you've got to treat your time as if it is sacred. And at first I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know, time is money, whatever. But then it's just like, no, people will make demands of your time, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. I'm not saying that you shouldn't help people, but they don't know what else is on your schedule. So they may come to you and say, like right now, there's another server that I'm on that's just like, hey, Tiny, can you talk about corporate bonds and whatnot? And I'm like, no. I mean, I could. I'm doing this. So I wonder how this is done. So it looks like we've just got multiple parts. Oh, it's front and back. Are they... Okay, so some parts are numbered on the front, and then other parts are numbered on the back. So I'm guessing the red and the yellow is going to mean something. Are they the same? They are the same numbers front and back. Okay. So these are the same. Now at first I thought this was going to be plastic, but it is feeling like wood. Either like foam. I think this is foam in between two particle boards, which is fine. That's actually going to make it super easy to put together. Alright, you want to get a little bit of lore? Edward Teach, also Edward Thatch, better known as Blackbeard, was a notorious English pirate who operated around the West Indies and the eastern coast of American colonies, became a renowned pirate, capturing a French merchant vessel, modified it with 40 guns, renamed it to Queen Anne's Revenge, a tall square man with a very black beard which he wore very long. He also tied small colored ribbons that aimed to strike fear into enemy's heart. I know enough about this to know that that's somewhat correct. What he would do is he would take the cannon fuses and tie them into his beard on those ribbons, and then he would light the cannon fuses because they would burn slowly. They weren't the, like they were the smoldering ones that you used to touch off the cannon, so they smoldered. So when he would get onto a ship, it would look like his face was wreathed in burning flame. And so you would just sort of step on board and be like, hi, I'm basically Satan. And just scared the piss out of everybody. 300-ton vessel. Okay, so here's the thing. That's what we're going to be building today. I'm looking forward to that. 300-ton vessel, named the Concorde. Frigate built in England in 1710, captured by the French a year later, and then captured by Edward Teach. In 1996, they discovered the Queen Anne's Revenge. By the end of 2007, a third of the wreck is fully excavated, and artifacts are undergoing conservation. The North Carolina Department of Cultural Resources set up a website to build on intense public interest in the finds. So, okay, so North Carolina government has where it is. Okay, so we have probably all of these are these. So I got one battery. Does it come with batteries? If it does not, that is okay. We got batteries. I just want to know. No, this does not come with batteries. Alright, so I'm going to need to... Is it... Oh, it's screwed. So I like how it says you do not need... You do not need... no, fuck it. We're going to pull out... So, every wallet should have a multi-tool in it. $5. I got this for free when I was still doing the talk show or trade show circuits. First let's turn this off. I just absolutely would. What do we got here? Screwdriver's over here. Can I get it? I can't even get in down into the thing. I'm actually gonna have to go and grab a real screwdriver. Let's find out. Yep, I'm going to have to. Dang it. Alright. Well, we'll keep you anyway, because, woo. We'll keep you anyway, because, oh, don't you fall over, boyo. Let's see if we can. There we go. That's probably, what, from here to here to here. Okay. That gives me my workspace. Alright, that's fine. We will fix this. But we won't do it right now. Battery usage, 2 AA batteries, which we have. Alrighty, step 1. Let's just go in. Anyway, other people don't know what's going on in your schedule. So, oftentimes, they'll just say, hey, can you do this for me? Or, hey, can you do that? And they are innocent when they are asking you for stuff. They are innocent when they're saying, hey, can you do something for me? Okay. And so you just, we are looking at 5. This is 5. So when you're saying you have to be sacred with your time, you do have to prioritize. You have to tell people, hey, look, no. and it's nothing about them, and you're not being bad to them. You're just being good to yourself, and there is a difference there. So that's 5. I need 5 and 38. Isn't 538 something or other? I keep forgetting. Not here. And you see, it's like, this doesn't even have... Are these just... Oh! Okay, this is just paper. That's just sales. Oh! It's gonna be a fun one. Alright, here's 38. I'm gonna go and crack this one out. Not all of them, just this one. Come on now. There we go. So you just have to be mindful of your time. You have to be judicious with your time. You only have so many hours in the day, and like I'm already running into that with They Are Small. If I'm being brutally honest, I'm having to contract people. I don't have the time. No, the block and the block go together. Okay, so these two go together like so, and they fit together like so. Okay. I'm just finding I don't have the... Okay, so these are 50, 75, 112, 198. Oh boy. Ooh, there's another sheet of paper. Okay. This is a big model. Okay. We're gonna stick you over here, and you, the sheet of paper, way over here. And you, 11, 17, are you over here? You're just 18s and 20s. They're not bad. 18 to 20 is a good demographic, but here we go. All right. So 11, 17, and 13. So help me find... Here's 11. All right, we're going to start with 11. We're not going to... Oh, no, not like that. There we go. Even with small, I'm having to outsource, for lack of a much better term. I can't... Really? 11, 5 and 38 are the same. So you're not asking me to do this. Yeah, okay. If I fuck this up, this is just only the foundation of the entire ship. So we're good. Come on now. There we go. Alright. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Stick it right there. 17. Where's 17? 17's here. Well, maybe this company does it the sane way, and just everything you need is, like, you just go sheet by sheet by sheet, which would be the right way to go, but actually we know that's not the case, because we're already 2 sheets in, so never mind. Never I mind. Yeah, we're starting to build a ship. So anyway, I'm starting to have that issue with small, where it's like, I have to, well, do not disturb for 3 hours. Let me just do that over here, too. Do not disturb until I turn it off. Thank you. No, fuck off. There we go. We're running into the issue where it's like, I have so much I need to do, I need to outsource. And it's not just the obvious stuff like, oh, you know, you need to outsource artists. You need to outsource this and that. Which, by the way, we have some new small art on the way, and it's going to be super good. This is outside of the visual novel, which, by the way, is actually going. I'm going to be putting an artist under contract for that in the next week or so. And we're going to restart development on that within the next month. And I know that's been forever. That's a running gag, but it's actually, we are actually on our way. But I digress. You know, some of you may know that the porn goblin is called the porn goblin because it's not just one person. It is a team. And the porn goblin has been so far like 6 people. And one of the reasons why we've been behind on the benefit for the patrons is that the most recent porn goblin just had some medical issues. And so we just had to sort of back off and say, okay, let's figure something else out. Now, I'm talking with 2 other people, and we're putting them under contract, and we're going to be writing some more good stuff for the patrons and all that, but it's like, you need to be judicious with your time. You need to sit down and say, what can I do, and what makes sense for me to do. You know, could I do the writing? Yeah, I mean, I could be the porn goblin. I've been the porn goblin before. Like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, could I do that? Yes, absolutely. Does it allow me to do the visual novel, do the website, do the server for the Discord, do the actual normal small, manage other artists? You know, like, the list just goes on, and it's like, okay, even though I could do this, and even though it would save money that we could then use for other things, it doesn't make sense for me to do it, if that makes sense. Like, you just need to sit down and say, just because I can doesn't mean I should. Oh, look, that is from work, and work don't matter. I mean, it does matter, but you get my point. There we go. That's number 14. Number 15 is this one. Yeah, this is going to be good. We're going to knock out most of a... This is a good little model company. I was afraid because it felt a little flimsy, but it is foam in between two pieces of sort of vinyl, and that actually has a significant amount of strength. As you see, I'm actually wrestling with the piece right now. So just because you can doesn't mean you should. Which actually is a good lesson for just all of life. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But it's just one of those things where I'm having to look at small less like a hobbyist and more like a business owner and say, okay, how do we grow small? Because as you guys know, I do have a day job that does pay for my bills. Small does allow me to do a lot of great things for the community. So the more that small grows, I mean, yes, eventually would I like to do this for my living? Yeah. I mean, yes, absolutely. What are those? Those are 30, oh, okay, oh boy. We are going to need, so these are 60s and 80s. Alright, we're gonna, if I have used you, you go over here. 35s and 36s are here. Okay, so I'm gonna stick you here, because I will actually be using you. You go over here. I need a 198. Oh, there goes something on the ground. It don't matter. You know, it's force multiplication, so to speak. And I think I've talked about this before. 155. What is this? 160. Oh my god. 190. Okay, so this has to be a very large piece. Like this. Is this it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. That, well, firstly, that just fell out, so that's cool. Oh, that's a, oh boy, okay. That, so just in case you didn't see, that was actually, it came like this, and I thought it was two separate pieces. It's actually just the one. So I'm assuming this is the top. I would assume, yeah, I would assume this is the top, because it looks like it folds up. It does not fold down, okay. Wow, that's, this is going to be a long video, so thank you again. Questionably human. Alright, what do we got here? This goes here. I've got 198 that goes there. Okay. I now need 75 and 76. Let's just do those. It does not help that these model pieces have numbers everywhere. Like, it's not just a linear thing. 48, 63, and this is it? Is this it? Yeah, yes it is. Okay. So we want 75 is facing me. Let's just start with that. 75 is facing me with the notch facing that way. So it goes in. Ah! Yeah, it goes in like so. Okay. Actual structural rigidity to this. Hell yeah. Okay. I mean, it looks a little off. Oh well, who cares? It is gonna work. We're gonna make it work. So that's 75. 76 is on the other side. Alright. And then we're done with the 70s and the 90s and whatever the hell this is. So you go here. Anyway. It's one of those things where there's something called the decision funnel. And I think we have talked about this, but personally, I've only executed like the first stage of it. So a decision funnel, let's not get stuck. There we go. The decision funnel is when you are... Oh, man. I'm just going to go ahead and try and do this while I talk, and we're going to see how well that goes. The decision funnel, and I hope you guys can still hear me. It starts off with, structure. So you basically figure out what it is you need to be doing. You do that. Then you say, okay, can I automate it? So you'll notice, at least when I'm on point, which again, this is something that I'm thinking of actually delegating to someone who would be interested in this. So if you know somebody, let me know. But so the first part of the decision funnel, so these are 30s and 40s. Where the fuck are the 30s and 40s? Oh, right here. Okay. So part of the decision funnel, 35 and 36. Okay. Let me just... Come on now. There we go. It's 35. That's 36. Sorry, that's 35. Do we need to pop out this hole? I feel like I need to pop out this hole, because, you would not have made a hole if I wasn't supposed to pierce it. Giggity. There's one. There's two. Alright. It's like, no tools uses tools. So this... I am very confused here. I'm assuming all of these will be popped out, but... So are you... You go here? It looks like it. Yeah. So these will be popped out. That's fine. The two small ones here look like they're popped out. And that is where 35 and 36 go. So that's one of them. But it's about growing what we have. And, I do want small to become something big. I do think a lot of the media and all this other stuff that's out there is very consumer, corporate, safe BS. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not a huge fan of let's just make sure everything is safe and mealy-mouthed and super corporate and super easy to digest. And it's like the CalArts style. God, I hate the CalArts style. And, hilariously enough, artists also hate the CalArts style, but you know who doesn't hate the CalArts style, and that would be the people in the ivory tower. Because the CalArts style, you cannot claim it's sexist, you cannot claim it's racist, you cannot claim anything, because if everybody just is shaped like a bean, then what are you going to do? How are you going to be angry about that? You can't. It's the safest mush. What's this, 46 and 48? It's the safest mush anyone can produce. And so you see that, like, oh my god, the Thundercats. Does anyone remember the Thundercats reboot? I fucking remember the Thundercats reboot. That was a tragedy. So there was the initial Thundercats reboot, which was beautiful. I didn't watch it, and that's probably one of the reasons why it failed. And I feel bad about that, because, like, it was well done. The people that were given the series obviously had love for the series. And let's just go ahead and do a dry fitting of this. Let's see how well we do. Now, the people that were given the series very obviously loved the series. And it was well done, a great art style. It asked deep questions. It did what it was supposed to do, and then some. All right, we're actually are we actually popping? Yeah, we are. All right. I mean, this is just a dry fitting, but we will. There's another one. Don't worry, guys. I'll show you what this is. I'm just trying to pop it out while I have the ability to pop it out. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. See? Look at that. We got little bits. Beautiful series. It was a beautiful series. It was very well done. It had a lot of love and care attached to it, and it failed. It got maybe a season, maybe two, and it couldn't make it. And so the bigwigs, came back and said, "Well, what happened?" And one of the Bobs, right? One of the Bobs in HR came back and said, "Well, it didn't test with this demographic and it didn't test with that demographic. And oh, by the way, a bunch of people on the internet were angry because Chitara was a sex symbol and this and that and the other." And it's like, well, okay, what if we just turn everybody into beans, just little bean-shaped abominations? See, I did this backwards, and now I'm suffering for it, but I'm okay with that. We suffer for art here. Okay, so that's here. This 85 goes in here, is what you're telling me. So that's oh my god, we're doing individual rigging, aren't we? Oop, didn't mean to tap that. It was super safe. It's super safe to make a bean. It's super safe. You saw them sort of test that style a few years ago, and they did it with IP that worked. But like, I mean, shit. I hate even saying this, but look at My Little Pony. They started with something that originally was inoffensive, right? And then they did that little mini series within the series while they were waiting for the actual second movie and the big reboot or whatever is going on. I don't even know anymore. And they turned them into beans. They turned them into big head, little body beans. And they ran that series for what, a year? 2 years? Maybe? And it's just, is it offensive? The answer's no. And I don't think that's necessarily good. I think to a degree art does need to be offensive. I think to a degree, even if it's corporate and corporatized art, I think it does need to... Yeah, it doesn't need to push boundaries and all sorts of other horse shit. No. You don't need to sit here and be like, ah, yes, I'm going to offend literally everybody and do this, that, and the... Oh my god, this is a big one. So we're going to start with 27, and we're going to go down the line. And you'll see what I mean by... Oh, here, actually, I'll just show you. I'll say this is a big one. That's what we're doing. So we're doing the whole of this ship. So this is the spine, I guess, the official horse term for ocean. 27. Oh, I know some of you are probably nodding your head, and some of you are probably shaking it like, Tiny, fuck's sake, I came here to listen to you shitpost. I didn't come here to have you wax poetic, but there's a little bit of poetry in the shitpost, and there's a little bit of shitpost in the poetry. These are all 20s. These are 40s. These are 70s. These are 190s. That's not right. That's a sheet of paper. That's a penis. No, that's a sheet of paper. We need to stick you over there. Please, do not fight me. Thank you. 200s. 200s. 170s. 150s. 118. 60s. And 20s are, of course, at the bottom. Let's reverse this a little bit. Give me the 20s. There we go. All right. Where are we? 27. Take this one. 27 is that. So it's asking me to pop out the center bridge, fold it just a little bit, give it that shape, and then slide it in like so. But yeah, I think a lot of people, how do I say this? I think a lot of people take a lot of offense to a lot of things. And I think a reason for that is because digital natives, as they are known, people that have only ever grown up online, have had everything catered to them. And I don't mean that in a back in my day when the internet was young. No, I don't mean that. But what I mean is that if Facebook can perfectly target me, right? They know everything about me. They know exactly what I like. They know exactly what I don't like. They know exactly what my political beliefs are. They know everything. I'm not forced to engage in the wider world. Let's just go ahead and pop all of these out. I think that's just going to make things a lot easier. I'm not forced to engage in the wider world. I can just sort of hang out among my friend group, among the people that agree with me, and just sort of chill and get in that echo chamber. And everybody says, yeah, we have an echo chamber problem. And it's like, well, yes. But what we really have is we have a marketing problem. Because the echo chambers aren't going to go away as long as there is money to be made. If there is money to be made, the echo chamber stays. The echo chamber stays because it's profitable. And that's what I think a lot of people don't get. Like, I'll put it this way. It's why my news comes from business websites. People are like, oh, do you watch ABC, MSN, Fox? Are you an OAN kind of guy? Which, no. Whatever. It's always, what news do you watch? And it's like, my news is Business Insider, and my news is Wall Street Journal, and my news is Market Watch, and my news is all of these places that you wouldn't typically look at and say, okay, breaking news network. But the deal is, and a lot of people don't know this, but like the only thing that really matters is the money. And money doesn't really care about how people feel. It will do what the hell is wrong with you? Come on. There we go. Are you good now? Can you pop out, you piece of shit? There we go. Money only really cares about flowing. It cares about going the path of least resistance. It's the reason why, you had that whole Panama Papers thing and everybody acted shocked and surprised, and it's like, why? Why are you surprised that the super wealthy, hide their money? Why are you, hell, what gets me is people that, like, launder money. Like, you don't need to launder money. Buy art. Buy art. Like, here, let me tell you this racket, because I don't think a lot of people know how this racket works, all right? I go, and I've made $100 million in a year, right? And that's really bad, because at that point, I'm at like a 40% tax bracket. Not counting, federal is going to be 37, state will probably put me at like 10 or 15. So I'm at like a 55% tax bracket. That's super bad. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go and I'm going to buy some art. And it doesn't have to be super expensive, super duper pooper, like, oh my god, this is the Mona Lisa art. I'm just going to buy some art from someone who has some gravitas to their name. Maybe a regional player, maybe it's international, maybe if I can, I'd pick up a Monet, right? We're going to, look at that. That is going to be interesting. I wonder what that's going to do. I'm going to pick up that Monet. I'm going to pick up whatever it is. Really? That's just all that needs to happen, is just that? I hope it sticks. That was 22. Let's do 23 right here. And I'm just going to keep assuming that I need to pop that out, because why wouldn't I? So I buy the art, and I buy the art for $20 million. Let's just say I buy the art for $20 million. That's fine. I will then go to a conservation company. I will get it appraised. It will be appraised at $20 million, right? And that's all fine and well and good. And then I go to an art gallery. I go to the High Museum of Art. If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, the High Museum is a phenomenal museum. And they have, I think they have some permanent installations. And there's your first indication, is that those permanent installations are on loan. They're not, the High Museum of Art doesn't own it. But the High Museum of Art is a non-profit. So I go to the High Museum of Art, and I say, hey friends, I would like to loan you this painting. And this painting costs $20 million. So I will loan it to you for 5 years, and you give me an amortized sort of donation check for $5 million a year for, I guess, 4 years now. My math is bad. Oh, okay, sure thing, Mr. Rich Bucks. And my painting, which is still mine, by the way, ownership hasn't changed. My painting will then sit in the High Museum of Art. The High Museum of Art will charge normies to go look at my painting. The High Museum of Art makes money, and they turn around and say, hey, thank you very much. We will consider this loan as a, or, you know, you lending this as a $5 million donation to the High Museum of Art. Here's a tax receipt. I guess it needs to go this way. And then so I get a $5 million write-off tax receipt. Now, have I done anything? No. Has the painting changed hands? Have I actually donated it to the museum? No. God, no. It's still mine. And every couple of years I'll go and get it appraised, and then the High Museum will have to, quote-unquote, pay me a little bit more every year, but it's all funny money, it doesn't matter. And lo and behold, now I can make not $5 million, I can make $10, $15 million and write off $5 million of that? And that lowers my tax burden? Because remember, you're getting charged on like 30%, so it's, you know, just saying. You know, you sit here and you see these games that the rich people play, and it's like, yeah, no shit. Anyway, how the hell did I even get there? Where am I? Where did we go? Because I thought we were talking about being judicious with your time, and now suddenly I got started talking about the games the super wealthy play. Oh, right, no, be judicious with your time. The decision funnel. Automate, delegate, do. It's 1, 2, 3. And we have talked about this. I remember talking about this. This is one of my first... If you listen to the podcast, you'll know I've talked about this in the past. But we're talking about it now, so it don't matter. You know, I just realized I have a bunch of little holes in here that I should probably punch out before I seal it up forever, because that will probably be bad. Yeah, let's do that. Let us plan ahead here. Let's just go ahead and punch these out and not make it a big deal. Anyway, so if you listen to the podcast, which is for all the patrons out there, and this, I guess, this is just a vlog cast or something. It's kind of like the podcast, but we're just making it so much longer. You know, same thing. It is difficult for me to do something and then also talk. Fuck. fuck. Here we go. I'm gonna have to truly poke it out with a stick. Anyway. There's limits of automation. I know Silicon Valley doesn't want to hear that because automation is the way by which they will be able to maintain their wealth in perpetuity. But there are limits. You can't get everything automated. I'm sorry. That's just not. You can't have your army of robot slaves do everything. And so, although I can have, my Roombot help me with, welcoming people, or I can have the Roombot help me with, posting things to social media, which I do. I mean, it takes a couple hours to set it up, but then it's automated for the month or whatever. I need people. I need help. That's why server staff exists. That's why, as I was talking about earlier, I'm delegating some writing to some contractors, and it's multiple people. But that's where some of the money goes for the patron is hey, yes, it is supporting me, but it is all getting funneled back into They Are Small, into the universe, into more benefits for the patrons. We're really trying to make that happen. Because part of it is that, if I'm being brutally honest, we are trying to do short cop. Like, that's not, we never gave up on short cop. It's just, how does that look? We've had 2 false starts. We cannot have a third. Like, at the point where we have a third false start, my credibility just goes straight to shit. It already kind of has. I still get people. I have somebody on Reddit in the Shark Cop post is like, hey, you said this is going to be done every month and it's like April. And I'm like, bro, there have been multiple announcements about that, both here and on the Discord. Kind of like, what are you doing? And he's just like, oh, well, I don't read your other work and I'm not on Discord. And I'm like, well, okay, thank you. Don't know exactly what you want, but you're not getting it from me. Anyway, I say all that to just basically say that, we haven't given up on short. It's a logistical thing. People are busy. AMP is busy. How do we write when we both have full-time jobs? When I have to delegate a bunch of shit out. See, so here we go. So we're just gonna... This'll be a little bit easier now. How do we... automate, delegate, do? Well, I can't automate the writing. Like, that's that's something that everybody will immediately know. So then if I can't automate the writing, which I wouldn't want to do anyway, then I've got to delegate the writing. And then so it's, well, how much delegation is feasible? Is it possible to have anyone other than AMP write Shark Cop? Like, it might not be. And then that will have to turn into a, working with him and working with his schedule and what does he need to do? What does he need from me in order to make this a reality? Because, I think we all like Shark Cop. We all do. And I've worked with him on it, and it's like, okay, I want to see this to fruition. He does too, but man, we got problems. He also has some physical issues that he's going through, independent of the porn goblin. Just seems like when it rains, it pours, But, porn goblin thing's going to be solved. I'm talking with multiple people, and we are going to figure it out. Try and build up a buffer. Try and make sure that we don't have this issue where we start to go back and then we, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's not acceptable. And we talked about that. I guess that was where we were going, was getting away from thinking like a hobbyist to thinking like a business person. Was that it? I don't know. Maybe. maybe. Number 25. We already did, so now we're on 26. This has to be 26. Whoa! Ooh, that was almost bad. And 26 does have the holes popped out. So it's just, you know, your parents do delegation to you all the time. When you lived with them, it was, hey, you need to do your laundry, you need to mow the lawn, you need to do this, you need to do that. And, you know, yeah, part of it was, let's teach you how to be a functioning human being in society, but the other part of it was, you know, sad to say, it's delegation. If you can find ways to do that in your own life, you're going to be able to get more shit done. It is the ultimate multiplier. If you can have other people help you, if you can build a team, in whatever endeavor it is you are doing, you'll get shit done quicker, faster, better, cheaper, stronger, all of that fun stuff. No, that's not too bad. I mean, yeah, it's polygonal, but, you know, fucking... we're not stripping balsa wood across it. But this, huh? That don't look too bad. I sure hope I've been putting them on correctly. Yeah, because that looks like wood. Alright, we'll see. That's 26, and then now 21. I don't know why we went from 26 to 21, but okay. Pop-it-a-pop. Pop, pop, pop. I'm on another server, and they have a politics channel, which I am not bringing to small, and I have it muted on the other server. But they also have a market channel, and for those of you who don't know, I do the market stuff for a living. Like, that's a big thing of sort of what I do. Is this the right way? Or is this the right way? I feel like this is the right way. This just seems better. Yeah, it just seems easier. And I remember somebody on there was just saying, you know, how... Because they missed Dogecoin. They missed Dogecoin's boom and bust, and so of course there's somebody on the internet who's like, I made $10,000 on it, blah, blah, blah. You know, look at me in my giant wrinkly brain. You know, I got out at 50 cents. I got out at 60 cents. Oh, I topped out at 70 cents. I got out right at the ceiling. And, you know, and this guy's sitting here who's just like, man, I missed that. I missed that entire thing. And so now he's yeeting money into, apparently there's something called Shiba coin, which is unabashedly, like, they just legitimately even say to your face, this is a scam. Like, they're just straight up like, this is a pump and dump scam. That is all that this is. The entire point of this is to lure in more and richer suckers, and then we get out. Like, no, they don't say it in that many words, but they 100% say this is a meme cryptocurrency that serves no purpose. And, people are pouring hundreds of thousands of dollars into it. People are pouring, like, real money into this. Alright, so it goes this way. They're pouring real money into it. And this guy, you know, who I'm talking with, you know, I can't... He's not a client of mine. I'm not giving him any actual advice. You know, we're just on the internet having a conversation, but... This guy is like, yeah, you know, I put in 20 bucks. And if I make something great, and if I lose something, it's only $20. And I'm like, that is legitimate and literal gambling thought. Like, that's your gambler's fallacy. It is the Well, you know, it's $10. Tiny, it's $5. Tiny, it's $9. You know, it doesn't matter. Tiny, it doesn't matter. You know, I made $1,000 this week. You know, I have a good job. I made $1,000 this week, and I'm just gonna drop, you know, $50 into lottery. And if I win, great. And if I don't, it doesn't matter. It's just $50. And I'm just sitting here like, that is why you're not getting ahead. Like, even if you just made you made $500 a week, all right? You know, you have a very modest salary, and you made $500 a week, you know, $2,000 a month, you know, your rent's maybe $800 or whatever, and you're just an average Joe. I've been there, still kind of am. Like, I feel you. You know, you're not accumulating the wealth that you want. You're not getting ahead because you are nickeling and diming yourself to death. You are willingly bleeding. You know, am I going to say that one $50, that single $50, is the difference between you retiring in comfort and you retiring destitute? No, I am not. What I am saying, though, is that is an indicator. It is these small habits that make or break you. And so if you're sitting here saying, well, Tiny, it's just $20 and I threw it in Doge. Okay. You know, why are you doing it? Oh, it's just a gamble, tee-hee. Okay. So you will sit here and you'll make fun of the people that play scratch off. But you'll turn around and play crypto and do Doge. At least your scratch-offs pay for pre-K. Which is true. If you decide to gamble and you decide to play the lotto, you play scratch-off, you play whatever, right? There we go. Nice hiss. You decide to play the lotto, you decide to play scratch-off. At least that goes to pay for pre-K. That is going to your direct community, and it is going to people who have lower income and providing them with schooling and providing their children with some services. At least that's how it is here in Georgia, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is everywhere else. I mean, so, you know, if you want to gamble, at least gamble and do that. Then that way, you know, you're helping your local community in a way. You know, yeah, you're still... Oop, let's not do that. You know, you're still throwing away money, but at least this way it's going, you know, part of the proceeds are going to help somebody. You know, damn. So, you know, I see this guy, and I see him struggling, and I see him terrified, and $1,000 is a lot to him, and you know, and he's over here really scared and really concerned, and I'm just like, okay, you know, $20 out of 1,000 is 2%. If you're looking at a 2% return on your investment for the year, right? If you invest $1,000 and you're expecting a 2% return, can you work for me, please? Model? Hello? Model? What the fuck? Okay. Half of the model just sort of popped out. Let's just redo that, I guess. Hey, look at that. See? They're just gone. They're just free floating. Why are you free floating? Why must you be like this? Why can't you just be normal? Alright. I think that's about as close as we're going to get. I'm just going to leave that be. We're going to move to number 178. 40s. 106. 204. 221. 227. 190. What are we looking for? 178. Oh, there it is. We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. you know, it's like, that's 2%. That's 2% of your money. And you're like, well, yeah, Tiny, no shit. That's basic math. And I'm saying, well, yeah, no shit, but that's, in many cases, that's the entire return for a year for some of your safer investments. You know, you buy treasury bonds, right? You are looking at a 2% return. I guess that fits. If it fits, I sits. We good? Okay. Yeah, this is getting a little... I like it. So we are looking for... We're looking for 190 and 189. Oh. Here we are. So, you know, if you're hoping to get a... How do I put this? Like, I'm trying to just, like, really sit down and be like, look, it's the small things that bleed you to death. If you're fine losing 20 bucks, right? You're fine losing $20 on a stupid bet because, you know, me money, who cares? You know, if you invested $1,000 and you got an 8% return, that's $80. You're fine giving up a quarter of your returns for the year because of meme, because money, because tee-hee. Like, really? Really, really? Like, have you sat down and really said, you know, wait a minute. Yeah, oh boy. Like, I understand that's the bottom, but ooh, that's a little spooky. You know, really, really, have you sat down and said, you know, okay, if I get 10% year over year on my money, and I invest $1,000 into the market, and I'm going to get $100 by the end of the year, I'm throwing away a fifth of my entire year's return on a gamble. Well, but Tiny, it's just meme. It's fine. It's fun. It's just $20, and it's like, yeah, that is. All right, let me tell you. Let me be honest with you. I have an aunt who's one of those aunts that are like not really an aunt, but how our family tree twists and turns. It's incredibly difficult to, you know, exactly explain how the fuck we're related. 8, 6, and 7. 8, 6, 7, 5, 309. That's correct. Here we go. 8, 6, and 7. So this is 8. Oh god. All right. This is actually really difficult. That's 7. Come on now. Don't. Oh, I'm always so scared when I pop these out. They've been super clean, though. They have been super clean. There we go. 8, 6, and 7. You know, you're sitting here. You look at, and I think this is part of the problem, is that you look at percentages, and you feel great, and you look at dollar amounts, and you feel bad. You know, you look at 10% of 10% return, and you're like, hot damn. And then you look at the actual money that goes with it. You know, how much is 10% of 1,000? And you're like, oh, that's it. I made $100. I made $100 in an entire year, and it's like, well, yeah, you didn't have to do any work for that. You just sat there and let it grow. Definitely outpaced inflation. Good on you. You know, you did great. A 10% return year over year for high net worth clients? Holy shit. They would be losing their damn minds. I personally shoot for 5 to 8%, but that's just me. How does this work? I know I'm not the only man that has ever asked that. Okay, hold on a minute. Because it looks like we are actually doing something like that. And then you All right, let's just do sort of a dry dock fitting here. There's no other. Yeah, so 189 will actually be the easiest one to figure out. Sorry, we're just betting it. You need to not despise the small beginnings. You need to sit there and say, oh, okay, cool. You know, I made $100 and I didn't have to do anything about that. And over the course of the year, I dropped in another $1,000. All things being equal, now I'll get a 10% return next year. Instead of $100, it will be $210. You know, you do that for a few years, and then suddenly you are, again, all things being equal, you do it for less than 10 years, and you're going to be, and I know there's an exponential equation out there, one of you smarter beans will actually know what it is, because I sure don't. Okay. So this goes here. This definitely goes... Alright, how does this go? What is this? Okay, it doesn't actually tell me. It's just like, you should know this. So the second one goes here. Okay. Okay. So what you are saying is this. Move it so that I can actually look at it. So what you are saying is this. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start right up here, and we're just gonna wiggle you in. We're just gonna do a preliminary wiggle in. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to apparently really bring this up to my face and be super duper pooper careful about it. Alright. We seem to be doing it now. Anyway, you get my point though. A lot of wealthy people don't chase gains, they just preserve their capital. A lot of people who become wealthy don't chase gains, they preserve their capital. Is that it? Are we just done? I guess we're just done. I guess that's just it. Okay. You know what? I'll take it. That's fine. Look at that. Then you go like that. And then you front. Oop. I guess you're gonna go here. There we go. You slide in. So you are in here. That's how you go. And then you are in like so. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull it up. Sorry everybody. But it fascinates me because everybody looks at small numbers and treats them like nothing. And everybody looks at big numbers and suddenly the rules are different, when in reality, no. The rules have been the same for the small and the big numbers. You just haven't cared. You haven't given a shit about the small numbers. And so now when you get a big number, suddenly it's a bigger deal. No, if you're okay with a 6, 7, 8, look at that. Look at that. We're doing great. And it's sticking together. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're sticking together. Look at that. Well, it's going to be nice. So we're already on step 5, everybody. I don't know how many steps there are, but we're already on step 5. What do we got? 53, 53, 54, and of course, the one right next to it, 276. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Yeah, I guess let's find 276 first. What do we got here? 276. Here we go. Maybe. Yeah. Alright, here's 276. Goes right there. And then we got, so that's the back one. Goes over here. 276, 54. No. Wait a minute. Maybe. 30s. No, here it is. Alrighty. Here's 54. And then the one that actually is next to it, 53. Which again, super weird, but okay. What we're going to do is we're going to start poking these out. Look at the small beginnings in your own life, right? I'm starting to work out again, and I know I've said that before, but this time I really, really mean it, guys. But, you know, you look at the small beginnings in your own life, and there is a tendency to be like, man, I can only lift the bar. You know, I can only... And I remember, oh my God, I remember when I was so weak, I could only lift the bar, which is 45 pounds. That's it. People at the gym were just sort of looking at me like, what the fuck? This big guy can only lift the bar. And it's like, yep, I'm not strong. And there's a tendency to look at that and to either just straight up say, you know, it's not worth it to continue, I'm too embarrassed, I'm done. Or even just say, well, I'm just gonna fuck around, for lack of a better term. Because I'm not a real athlete, quote unquote. You know, I'm not really competing, I'm just here to hang out, and that's... I'm not saying it's the wrong attitude, but it is an attitude that is not going to serve you well. We do need to poke this out. If you don't take the small things seriously, you'll never do the big things. And there's a... I always hesitate to use scripture, because I know people here may or may not believe, and this is not... You know, I'm not over here... you know what I mean. I'm not over here to be like, hey, you should come to Jesus. I'm just here to say, look, this is not a new thing. There is a tale in Scripture which is just basically like, a guy goes away and gives each one of his servants the same amount of money. It's just a bag of money, same amount, probably a big dollar sign on it. And just says, hey, I'm going to be gone for a few years. I'm entrusting you with this. You know, be good. Be good with this, and I'll come back and see what you guys do. And so the 3 servants go out, and the first one goes out and makes a bunch of very shrewd business decisions and, you know, triples the guy's money. Second servant goes out and makes some okay business decisions, and he doubles it, which, you know, it's not bad. Getting a full double burger. And the third guy says, you know what, fuck it, this isn't even my money. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. And he digs a hole in the ground and just buries the money. He just buries it. He doesn't even do anything. So the Lord comes back and basically says, hey, what'd you do? And the first guy says, hey, I tripled it. And the Lord goes, hey, no, pretty cool. I'm going to give you 3 times as much, you know, honor, authority, power, all that good stuff. Like, you have proven to me, what is this, 274? That's not even on this sheet. Oh, no, yeah, it is. Okay. You know, he's basically like, you've proven to me. So wait, if I. Oh, all right. I've gone one step ahead. 77, 78, and 72. 77 and 78 are right here. Cool. And 272. Oh, so we're just making the base. Alright. Anyway, so long story short, the first two servants get head pats. They get a lot more authority. They get, you know, glory and honor and all that fun stuff. And the last servant comes up and is just like, here's your money. And the guy is rightfully like, what the fuck did you do with it? The guy's like, I just buried it in a hole. And he's like, really? Like, fucking, you could have at least thrown it in the bank. You know, that would at least earned a little bit of interest, you jackass. And the servant basically says, yeah, well, you know, fuck you. He's basically like, just like, I don't care. You know, fuck you. And, you know, the king is rightfully angry and is just like, all right, how about you go fuck yourself? And kicks the guy out. And the ending is very interesting. You know, I'm trying not to, you know, I'm busy with my mind, and I'm also trying just to do this and talk about things. He basically says, look, if you don't have much, even your little is going to be taken away from you, and those that have much, more will be given to them. And it kind of sounds like, holy shit, he's just basically saying that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But you also have to look at the mentality of these people. You know, they were all given the same sum of money, and they were all just given, hey, you know, just do what you can. And that's the thing, is there was no I demand you double my money. There was no I demand that you do this or that you do that. It was just a straight up, hey, can you just do what you can? Just, here's some money. I'd like to see what you're able to do. And those that despised the small stuff, those that basically said, well, this is a small amount of money. I don't give a shit about it. It may not even be my own. Fuck it. And just dug a hole. What little they had was taken away from them. And those that said, okay, this is a small amount of money, but I'm going to do what I can, you know, they did very well. They doubled it. In one case, they tripled it. That's not a bad thing. What am I doing here? Oh, we're just doing that. Okay. There we go. You know, and the Bible's full of examples of just like, hey, look, you know, these people had nothing, and then of course, you know, through the blessings of God, they were able to turn it into something. You know, these people had nothing and they did something. These people had nothing and they did something. And it's like, can we just set this on? Well, look at you, buddy. Yeah. All right. I think that's going to be the new. I think it's going to be the perspective, and we'll just try and work on it from like that. Okay. What else is there? This can't be this easy. Okay. Use adhesive tape, not included. Neat. So we will find some tape. It looks like I might just actually be leaving the stream for a little bit to go get some crap, but that's cool. So 222. So I need all 18 of the 222s. So let's just go ahead, grab them. So I know whoever's listening this far, because I know, man, YouTube basically says nobody listens longer than 10 minutes. So odds are, and especially in these super long streams that I do, it is like 5 people. There are 5 people that will listen, they'll even click it. Maybe nobody's even listening this far in, so it don't matter. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th. 222, right? Yeah. 9. Dude. Where do these go? Oh, these go here. Okay. There we are. That'll work. Oh, they're little cannons. Oh, isn't that nice? Anyway. You cannot despise the small beginnings. If you're able to manage a small amount of money, if you're able to manage a small amount of time, if you're able to do that judiciously, you will start to get more of it. I look at my own life, and by no means am I a multimillionaire, or even a multi-thousandaire. I think I still have a negative net worth, but it's getting close. You know what I mean? Like, I've almost broken even though I've got a mortgage, and even though I've got student loan debt, and even though I've got all that other stuff that I am still fighting. It's very real. I got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so we're just gonna save the top one then. 1, 2, 3. You know, and the more judicious I am with my money, the more I end up having. The more I invest, the more money I have to invest. Funny enough, and this is what I mean by it. Like, you look at credit cards with like a 1% cash back. Is that worth it? Okay, well, if you spend $1,000 through it in a year, that's $10. Like, really? But if you pay it off every month, you have no debt. They're not getting interest off of you. You use it and you pay it, and you use it and you pay it, and you never carry a balance. Would you really begrudge me if I said, hey, I want you to continue spending as you normally do, and then every December I'm going to hand you 1% of whatever you spend? Hey, I want you to spend $1,000 on groceries and living and all that other stuff, and at the end of every month I'll give you $10. You want a free $120 a year? Well, that's a small thing, but it's free. It's a free thing, and everybody will look at that and everybody will say that's not worth it. There's no money there. That is 1% of a very, very small amount, and I will say, oh, is this 203? I'm a little bit too high here. 270s, 50s. Here we go. Here's 203. And people will say that's not worth it. I'm gonna stick with my debit card. I don't want that. I don't want the temptation. And okay, granted, you know you better than I do. You will know whether or not. So what do? You go here? Is that it? Yeah, you do. You will know better than me, better than anyone else, your own self. There are some people that just can't do credit cards. I get it. Like, I really do. But you do have to ask yourself, are you okay leaving that money on the table? Like, oh, well, Tiny, I can't qualify for a credit card. Well, you know, I had a bankruptcy 2 years ago. Like, real talk. I actually had a bankruptcy 2 years ago, and the credit card that I have now is a secured credit card. So every month I save up an extra $100, maybe $200, and I call them up and I'd say I'd like to increase my limit, and they say, okay, Mr. Horse, how much? And I said $100, and then they will deduct $100 from my account, use it as a collateral, and then increase my credit by 100. I don't get that 100. It's going to be it's gone until they give me an unsecured line, but I'm building my credit back up from nothing, and they are paying me to do it because I'm not carrying a balance. I refuse to carry a balance. So I'm just sitting here getting paid by a card company 1 to 2%. I mean, it's 2% on restaurants and gas and all that other crap. But I'm getting paid. Does your bank pay you 1 to 2% to use it? No. I know that for a fact because majority of banks are 0.5%, maybe, if you're lucky, in savings. Definitely not in checking. Alright, so we are now... Oh, don't mean to tap the mic there. Alright. I won't be right back. And because I've got a hot mic, I'm just going to keep talking while I figure this out. So we need 2 double A's, which we definitely got. We got 2 double A's. I'm gonna test them first, make sure that they still have a charge. Yeah, they do. You still have a charge. Yeah, you do. Alrighty, so here are 2 batteries. I need a screwdriver. And I need some tape. Well, fuck. Did I keep... I legitimately think I just threw away, not like, oh my god, alright. That's plumber's tape. Why do I have plumber's tape in my room? Closing a week, pipe. No. Is it in here? It's not in here. Alright, hold up. Hold up. Hold back. Alright, you know what? I'm actually going to have to pause the stream because it looks like I'm going to have to go meander around and try and figure this out. So, 1 second. Alright. Oh, excuse me. The eagle-eyed among you will realize that I've gotten a new drink. But, I have my tiny screwdrivers. I have frog tape, which I highly recommend. It is an excellent non-permanent tape, but for this, it will work just fine. And my incredibly well-loved... This thing, I think, is older than I am. It's just one of those, like, well, yeah, we still have most of them. Who gives a shit? Still works. So we're just gonna unscrew you. Oh, we just living dangerously here. Alright. Minimum, maximum. Min, max. Slide you back on. Screw you in. Giggity. Okay. So. Now. Always put your tools away. We'll figure it out. This has 4 blocks. They are all identical. And so we have L520D, which is this. Okay. So we doing nothing here but L520D. We connect you like so. I'm assuming we push you all the way in. Or is that all the way in? Let's find out. Hey, works. Okay. Yeah. You. Oh, okay. I get it now. This goes in like so, and the switch. Oh, look at you. Aren't you just a little clever bean? Switch is back here, so you can flick it on through the model. Now, we're gonna rope you through here. Okay. Now these have no indicators, which is fascinating. So I have to assume this is D1. D2 is this one. D3? No. D1, D2, and D3. These two are D4. Okay. Holy shit, none of this makes sense. Okay. So you actually go in here. That's step 1. Step 3 is actually this, because step 2 looks like a bitch. So we're actually just gonna do step 3 first, and that won't bite me in the ass. No, no, no. There we go. And then... oh my god! Yeah, everything from here goes through here. Like that is how. Okay, so let's do D1. This boy right here, who is supposed to go like right here. Okay. That of course requires 8 parts. So we're at the 150s and 160s, which is not here or there. 150, 160, hello. That's 160, they're getting close. It's 148. We're gonna slide this one out and see if this is it. 150, 160, okay. Alright, so this is 160. Don't worry, we'll be. Are we recording? Please tell me we're recording. Okay, we are. Good, good, good. That's 160. 58, 57, 68, and 69. Okay. So this is 68. That is 69. Holy shit, this is, these are things. 157? No, that's 176 is one. Ah, here we go. So 157 and then 158. Okay. Whatever. Let's just grab our handy dandy no tools required tool. I'm just gonna pop that. So here's, oh, here we go. Here's the one. Keep forgetting that this is where it is, so we're gonna there. It's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. I'm gonna pop this out. I don't know. I see a lot of people. So that one guy on the server, I feel bad for him because he's, you know, he has $1,000 to invest, and if he does make 10% on it, great. He's blown 2% of that on Dogecoin on a $20 bet that does nothing for him. And it can be incredibly disheartening when you Okay, so it goes like that. Except, cool. It can be incredibly disheartening because, you look at investing and you're like, oh my god, I need hundreds of thousands of dollars just to have a living wage, so to speak, in retirement and yada yada. And it's like, well, on one hand, yes, but on the other hand, you have your entire life to build it. You have so much time to build it. And even if you're starting late, you're not the hour is not as late as you think. I think a lot of people need to hear that more often, that, hey, look, that doesn't seem right to you, does it? It doesn't to me. To me, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. Oh, well, firstly, okay. So firstly, we have already had a little bit of a mistake. Apparently, all of these pop out and are supposed to pop out. So let's do that real quick. But, I see people that are, younger than me, and they're giving up, And I see people older than me, and they're like, it's too late for me. And I'm over here like, you are 25 and you are 45. Like, what the hell are you? If it's too late when you're 25 and it's too late when you're 45, then what hope do I have at 33? Right? Like, let's just all calm down here for just a minute and see what we can see. All right. So you are going to go in like so. And then we just slide you in. Anybody gonna notice? I don't think so. And we can just slide you in and nobody will be the wiser. But man, is this manhandling? Like, I don't... On one hand, I guess, but on the other hand... Alright. So there's that. Oh, you... Ah, shit. There's no label on any of these fucking cables. Okay. Alright, well, that was a mistake. And that was a mistake because this apparently goes here, which means this, let's not rip out the light, let's be gentle. This and this are probably backwards. You are probably here, if we're being honest. And I mean, you gotta be there because there's no other place. And you would be here. I mean, it has to be. Because these guys gotta go all the way up here, with this one going all the way over here. There's no other way. Okay. There's no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Alright. Final desperate defense. There's no other way. So then, I guess, I'll slide you right here. Well, I burped my lunch. There we go. That went in super easy. Leviosa. Can we... I know it's riveting to see the back of my hand and to just hear lo-fi chill beats to hip-hop and build the Queen Anne too, but... Alright. Can we do it? We can, look at that. Look at that. Alright. while we're ahead of the game, I'm going to open up the frog tape. So for those of you who don't know frog tape, again, I highly recommend it. It's this stuff. You've seen it, it's painter's tape. There are multiple types of painter's tape. This is indoor. But I mean, as you see, this is super duper easy to rip. Where are we? Like, so I can just, you know, do that. And because we don't have very big, you know, to-dos, we can just sort of knock it out like that. Alright, I don't know what you guys want. We're gonna figure it out though. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be D5. So it's just slightly longer than the other one. So you go there. You go there. There we are. Oh, what a rat's nest of wires. Oh! Huh, I picked up the tape. We'll put the tape right here. Right there. Right there. I'm sorry, I'm looking at a diagram that I didn't even notice that was right here. It says here's each one, and I'm just kind of like, I guess? I guess. Thank you. I guess. Like, yeah, that is technically correct. But we're good. And we need step number 7. I need 1, 5, 6. It's over here? Yeah, it is. There's 1, 5, 6. Bada, boom. And then I need 54, 53, 76, and 75. So here's 54 and 53, 76 and 75. And I don't understand why they couldn't just be the same number. Whatever. Grab our special little tool. Handy dandy poker. So there's another guy on this server who, for the lack of a better word, is an alarmist. You know, the dollar is crashing. The cryptocurrency is crashing. We're in a period of hyperinflation. We're gonna, you know, the world is gonna end, and all this real doom and gloom shit. And I want to use him as a bit of a object lesson, because he's over here, you know, not arguing with me, but just straight up discounting anything I say in the general chat, for the investment at least. And he's just like, you know, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. And it's like, well, why not? Oh, because the world's going to end. Okay, you know, eventually, yeah, probably a meteor's going to slam into us. You know, it's happened a couple times before. Will probably happen a couple times more. But, you know, really? Like, in our own lifetime, that's going to be the thing? He offers no examples or proof or explanation, really. It's just being alarmist. But the human mind is a myriad and wonderful thing, but it's also very, very good at being pessimistic. And I think a lot of people forget that. You know, pessimism has helped as a survival mechanism. You know, you're always happy when the rains came and the crops grew, but you wanted to be a little bit pessimistic and save a little bit more, because those of you that were pessimistic, your great ancestors, and when the rains didn't come and everybody else was starving and things were getting really real, you know, they were over here with grain in their silos. They were over there, they had the jerky. They went ahead and moved. They went ahead and they did all the stuff that they needed to do in order to survive. Is this the way I need to go? This is the way I need to go. Does it go in between? How does this go? I'm just going to say this goes over here. So not really explaining it well. You know, and it's just like, alright, what do you recommend? Well, little steps. That's nice. What do you recommend? Well, I don't have any recommendations, but just don't do what Tiny is suggesting you do. Okay. Are you just here to be contrarian, or what's the deal? I'm not over here just sort of trying to bitch. I'm over here to say, like, you know, you need to pay attention to what voices you listen to. You know, I think all of us sort of kick ourselves for being like, oh, why didn't I invest in Bitcoin when it was $1? Why didn't I invest in Bitcoin when it was $10? Shit, why didn't I invest in Bitcoin when it was $100 a coin? If I knew that Bitcoin was going to be 50 grand a coin, I'd be dumping in my entire paycheck. For years, I'd be dumping in my entire paycheck because I'd be a multi-billionaire by now, and They Are Small would be a mega conglomerate, and everything would be good. What the hell is this? Where did this piece come from? Wait a minute. Page 6, page 7, C1, C2, and C3. So I am looking for L520C. This guy. Cool. But, okay. Alright, we actually are just spreading these instructions out in a really weird way, but that's okay. 201 is a giant fuck-off piece. Alright. Let's just crack you out. This is 201. Where are you? This is 201. Guess it will have to be here. Sorry, it's weird, because not only is this a huge model, well, it's just a huge model. Thank you again. Because this is a lot of fun. I enjoy this. You have to test people. And I don't mean in that, you know, high school bullshit, like, you know, I'm gonna be mad, but I'm not gonna tell you that I'm mad, so you get to figure out why I'm mad on your own and then fix it, and just stupid shit like that. That's not what I'm meaning. What I mean is like with this guy, this incredibly alarmist gentleman, I'm assuming it's a guy, in this other server that I'm in that is just 100% just, don't own physical gold and silver. Don't invest in the dollar. It's all going to shit. You know, don't invest in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is busting right now. You know, it just whatever you come up with, it's just an immediate negative, like, fuck you and fuck off. He's not offering alternatives. You notice that? You notice how I said that? He's not over here saying, hey, I wouldn't invest in this, I would do that. Hey, I wouldn't tell this person this, I would do that. You know, hey, I wouldn't vote this way, I'd vote that way. There's no answer. It's just being alarmist. There's a siren song to it. It feels good to hear someone be pessimistic because it sounds like they've already done the research and they figured it out. And pessimism actually had a little bit of a day in the sun. Some of you aren't going to remember this, but you know, way back in the early teens and late aughts, pessimism had its vogue day in the sun, and it was très chic to be pessimistic about the world, which I just found really hilarious, because it's like, well, you know, fuck, if you hate everything so much, why are you here? You know, like, hey, if the world is really that bad, can you just fuck off and leave the rest of us alone? Because I'm having a good time. You know, I'm not over here multi-millionaire, but I'm still waking up and having a good day. Anyway, I shitpost and I digress. You have people you listen to online, whoever they are. And you need to make sure that you test them. What are they feeding you? What are they feeding your heart? And I know that's sort of almost a new agey kind of like, you know, oh, make sure that, you know, your chakra's clear or whatever the hell. I don't mean that. What I mean, this is the top. I would assume this is the top. But it says 201 on it. So this must be the top. And this wood paneling must be the bottom? Really? Hold on a minute. Can I have a finished picture of this thing other than the historical pictures, please? I guess yes. It's all black wood on the outside, so I guess so. All right. Anyway. That's a lot of detail that nobody's ever gonna see. I'm impressed because it's like you look at that and they've done the little statues on the inside and there's some wood paneling, but it's gonna be, you know, that's the outside. That's all everybody's gonna see. That's interesting. Nato importante. I need 71, 72, and 39. Because those numbers are right next to each other. Not you. 71, 72, 39. 71, you're at the 140s. You're the 80s, 60s. Oh, maybe. So yeah, here's 71 and 72. Look at you guys. Alright. 71. 72. And 39. Well, you're not going to be on this sheet. Let's keep going. Let's yeet the sheet. Oh, here we go. 39. Comfy. Let's just smack you out here. I don't know. Listen to what people are putting into your heart, because it's part of it is, you know, you are, if you believe you are what you eat, then you are the sum total of all of your experiences. You are the sum total of who you listen to. You are the sum total of what you believe. You're the sum total of what you eat. Yes, but you know, there's a whole lot more to it. What are we doing here? They go on the outside? Okay. They go on the outside over here. Sorry. There we go. Anyway, you have to be aware of what you're doing to yourself, and I guess really that is what I am continuously harping on. Is okay. C2 is the shortest, so C2 goes in here, and then it doesn't really matter. C1 can be either. C3 can be either. Oh, boy, okay. So you actually are a light for the front. Okay, well then in that case, I'm just gonna slide you in first, like so, and then slide you in second, like so, and then let you go here. You go here, and then here we are. Okay, so that's where the lights are. Now I need 204, and I sure as shit know where this is. Oh, fuck me, what was that? Oh, I just popped out a piece. Oh no. Alright, that was 105. I will not remember that. Oh no. So if you ever hear me say, where the fuck is 105? That's what happened. So, boy howdy do I hope I remember that. We'll see. So anyway, so this is 204. Yeah. And again, we're going to have to do a little bit of a pop out. So we're just going to get our handy dandy tool. We're just going to pop things out. Be aware of what you're feeding your soul. You know? And I don't mean that in just the... Are the people you talking to, are they evil? Because I think a lot of people sort of hear that, you know, be aware of what you're feeding your soul, and they're like, oh, okay, you know, and they sort of try and pay attention to the obvious, super obvious stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, you know, part of it is that. Part of it is, you know, if you're depressed, are you drinking heavily and listening to depressive songs? Like, country music is not supposed to be happy. Like, this relatively recent phenomenon of pop country is just that. It's pop music pretending to be country music. So don't I know I'm being a bit of an old fogey there, but excuse me. But you get my point. I guess even that right there too is a pop out. But what I'm saying is like, do you feel like you are stuck in a rut? Okay, if you are stuck in a rut, you know, you're not getting better in your job, your money situation is not getting better, your love life is not getting better, you know, well, what are you doing? What are you feeding yourself with? Not just the diet thing, but like, I missed Breaking Bad. I missed Twilight, I missed the Lego movies, I missed... I missed anything that's come out of Hollywood in the past 15 years. I'm just going to be brutally honest there. I've missed so much. But then I've also missed nothing at all. You know, has knowing the Breaking Bad, for instance, because I know there is that meme where I think it's Jesse is talking to the doctor, or Mr. Breaking Bad, whatever the fuck his name is. And he's doing that whole, you know, I just want a big titty, dommy mommy, GF, and the guy goes like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, okay, you know, I know enough of internet culture to get the meme, and that's it. Outside of that, has binging Breaking Bad done anything for you? Has it grown you? Has it grown your expectations? Has it given you new ideas? Has it done anything of value for you? You know, how do I say this? I'm not saying all pop culture is bad, because, you know, even at a high level, small is part of it. Small is not super popular culture, but it is part of pop culture. Let me just wipe that off. So, you know, it's not all bad. There are stories that will uplift you. But, you know, at the end of the day, is it helping you be a better, more valuable, more intelligent or strong or wonderful or kind person? Now, and if the answer is no, you are wasting your time. No one is going to sit there in the old folks' home and be like, man, I wish I could see another episode of Breaking Bad. That's not going to be the regret. The regret is not going to be, damn, do I wish I knew how Breaking Bad ended, or whatever the fuck it was, that Heroes, I remember Heroes used to be big, or The Walking Dead. I do not and never will watch The Walking Dead for many reasons, most of which being that it takes place, like, in Georgia, where my dad lives, so, like, I'm driving around, and there are entire streets blocked off, because Walking Dead, oh my god, you know, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, you know. I'm over here just trying to have lunch, and meanwhile, you know, there's a whole bunch of zombies just chilling there, blocking the road. Fuck. Like, anyway, oh, this is surgery. Can you guys see that? Oh, look at that. Look at this surgery that we're doing here. Ugh. No. And again, I'm not saying, no, moderation is the answer. You know, because it is. I am not saying run out and just, you know, blow your fucking brains out trying to optimize every second and every minute of every day, and, you know, just do the fucking everyman sleeping cycle and all this other shit, because you're gonna be missing the point. You know, the point here is just simply, are you aware of how you are bleeding your life? You know, you only get one. You only get this one trip. And if you're like me and you do believe in an afterlife, fine. If you're not like me and you don't believe in an afterlife, all the more reason to be fucking terrified. You only get the one. You know, you get... Oh, man, there are no spare parts in this. I thought I had 2 spare cannons, and instead I'm being told to use those spare cannons. Wow, okay. You only get the one. So, is it the small one? Yeah, I'm guessing it's the small one. It has to be this one right here. Like so. And then like so. There we go. Alright, so then this goes on here. Does it? I mean, it has to. It has to go, like, right here. But we got no walls. Alright. How we doing? This back, like so. Now, we might just have to tilt this up a little bit. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We want to tilt this up. That's so much easier. Ooh, this is a monster model. Thank you again. This is fun. Alright, we're gonna... I don't know which one is the right one. So we just gonna connects over here. Just hope it works. Let me just do a test run real quick. Maybe? Test run? There we... Oh, okay. So we are still good. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Okay, I mean... Oh. I need 86. 86. 86, 86, 86. 90, 70, 84, 85, 86. Alright. There we go. Alright. So, this goes around this way. 86 slide. Oh man, I skipped ahead. 86 slides in like so. You. How we're doing this? We're just gonna loop you around like so. Does that even give me enough room? No, I have to go this way. This doesn't seem right. It is right, but it just doesn't seem like it. I know I'm out of focus, gang. Don't worry. There we go. Alrighty. So you go up, in, through. The rest don't matter. Okay. Now we just figure out the rest. But that... Do we smush it down now? Up, in, through. Let's just do another test. We're all lit. It's nice. And... connect the wires with the battery box. Yeah, no shit. Now, so you notice how like 4 pages in, after I've connected a bunch, it says here's how you're supposed to do it. And it doesn't. There's nothing on the other diagrams on like how to properly connect. Just where to go. Even though it's like, hey, connect them. That's good. It's good. Golly gee wilkers, Batman. I sure hope I haven't fucked up so far. Alrighty. Yeah, we smushing these down. Alrighty. So we're gonna gently smush the toe beans. Gently smush the toe beans. But what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna sit there when you're 70 or 80 and say, wow, I sure do wish I could watch one more episode of, you know, Breaking Bad. I sure do wish I could, you know, do that bullshit again. Wow, I wonder if I can catch up on Steven Universe now. You know? Like, oh boy, I sure do hope I can watch The Last of Us 2.5 Redux Dream Drop Distance. You know? Nobody's gonna say that. Because everybody is going to say, wow, you know, I wish I had more time to pursue the things that I wanted to do the things that interested me. This interests me. This, even though, you know, yeah, I'm not hand carving this or whatever, but it's something that, like, it fulfills a need. And because it fulfills a need, it edifies my spirit. So, I like it. I'm okay spending the one currency you can't get, you know, time. I'm okay spending my time doing this, and I hope you're okay listening to me as I do this, you know. But as I sit here, so that's 202. Stick 202 right here just so you can see it. That's 202. I need 207, which is also here, which is going to go right there. 200. Is here as well. That's always good. 200. 185, which is Sir not appearing in this film. Alright. 1-8er. Foiver. No. 35, 49. 270, 221, 185. All right. No, I mean that's one of the reasons why it's like, yeah, we're doing some model building, and you know, hopefully you're vibing, listening to me while I do other stuff, or if you're watching it and that's cool, you know, that's cool too. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. And don't take what I'm saying as a, you know, how dare you have downtime? Shouldn't you be working? You know, like that's not the point. But my point is just, you know, one of my previous podcast episodes, I said, hey, I try and read a book a month. That's not a lot, right? You know, it's a book a month. An hour or two a week, maybe. You know, if I still commuted by train way back in the day, I would do that. You know, just I got my book a month. I'd read books like I did when I was on the train. What is the quote? The quote is that you will be the same person you are today 5 years ago, except for the people you meet and the books that you read. And I believe that. I 100% believe that. And it could be books that you watch, it could be books that you listen to, but the books are going to expand your consciousness, expand your ideas, expand how you think. If you don't engage in that, if you don't engage in the self-edification, the growing of yourself, no one will do it for you. And this is how you get people that are, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, and they are stupid. And you know who I'm talking about. You know some of them as well. You sit there and you look at them and you're like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I guarantee you that's somebody where if you said, what is the last book that you read, they could not tell you. Because they have no last books that they've read. It doesn't exist for them. Here we go. They don't read books. They don't have the time, is what they will tell you. But what they will do is they will sit down and they will, they'll watch NASCAR. They'll watch the Kentucky Derby. You didn't think I'd go there, huh? Yeah, they'll watch the Kentucky Derby, which is another, it's NASCAR for rich people, which it is. They will sit there and they will waste their most precious commodity, their life, on shit that doesn't matter. No, is NASCAR fun? Yes. Is the Kentucky Derby beautiful? Yes. I'm not over here saying that these things have no inherent value, but when you are not doing the base stuff, when you're not actually doing the stuff that matters, and it's to your detriment, then yes. At that point, it does become something that's like, are you sure this is a good thing? This goes here. Alright, this goes here. I go on top or below? I can't tell. That looks right. Yeah, that looks right. We'll say that's right. Again, spooky ghost ship, woo-woo. That spooky ghost ship, spooky ghosts. Spooky, scary skeletons. Alright. I think I belabored that point enough. What books are you reading? The book I'm reading is called Feeling Good. It, hilariously enough, is actually about cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT by Wikipedia is different, so don't listen to Wikipedia's lies. What am I looking for? 219, 220, and 221. 219, 220, 219, 220, and 221. Alright, hold on a minute. It's not that. What about you? 80s or 90s, you guys are obviously rigging. I'll bet you are right here. Is this you? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So I need two 219s. 219. 219. Two 220s. Help me, y'all. That's 220 and that's 220. Oh, fuck, I have a call. Fuck me. I didn't think this model was going to take this long. We are going to have to pick this up after I am done with an actual call. Because, whoops, I started this at like 1:30, and it's now 3:40. Holy shit. This is an excellent model. But Lamau also. But also Lamau. So this is 219. This is 220. So they go on the outside. 221. So you big gun. You're a big cannon. Look at you. Yeah, you are. And this is you. And then you go right here. There we are. That's nice. Lamau. Part of me wants to cancel my meeting that's coming up, but it's with an old coworker of mine. We're catching up, just seeing how the pandemic's treated each other. So I will say hi to her and probably be back in an hour. So this is going to be funny if this actually is my entire day's worth of work, because I did not. Oh no, I fucked that up. Hold on a minute. So, you're supposed to be like this. No, you are backwards. You are like so. And that's where we got our confusion. Bada bing. And bada boom. Oh, there we go. Look at that. 2 cannonis. Do we have time? Yeah, we have time for one more. That's 268, 69, and 66. Let's see if we... Yeah, here we are. 268, 269. So here's 269. There's 268. Was that one? 266. Alright, let's grab you. You know what they're doing here? Those act as stairs. Huh, I like that. Oh boy. So, mine's actually about CBT, because it does very much, it helps as much, if not more, and there goes my dehumidifier, so this might be a very, very quick, we might just be done right now, I don't know. But CBT, in the book not good to great, in the book Feeling Great, which is a great book. It's been around for well over 20 years, 30 years maybe. So I mean, like, it's a standard book. But the author is a doctor, and he describes how he's been using CBT, and the industry has actually been testing CBT for 70 years. I mean, at this point now, it has been 70 years actually, since the 1950s. And basically they're saying it works as good, if not better, than medication for most people. Some people will still require therapy, and some people will still require medication. And he says, but CBT should be one of the first things we turn to try and help people. So this goes here. This, like so. There we are. Then that correct? It's like that. Okay. All right, well, you know what? We're going to pause this. We're 2.5 hours in. We're going to pause it, and then I'm going to have my other conversation, and then I'll be back. See you soon, Smalls.